Hi, long time no see. Welcome back. I just want to do a little update. Got some things sorted out, got some plans figured, and I wanted to show you the Double X. Some of you more astute viewers may notice that's not a real motorcycle. And you're saying, what the hell? That's not a real motorcycle. And I don't blame you, because you're some of the smartest viewers on the planet, obviously, for being on my channel. So let's quit beating around the bush and show you what's behind the magic curtain. Bam! Okay. Maybe it's not 100%. Okay, so maybe this isn't what you came to see. A lot of you probably came to see this. The first bike on my channel. This is the bike that most of my subscribers subscribed to see, probably. I know I'm super charming, but I doubt most of you subscribe just to listen to me jibber jabber on whatever vehicle in the world. But I don't think this is going to be real big on the channel for the immediate future, for reasons that I'll get into when we go for a ride on what I'm going to show you. Hint, hint. Which is this. This is Honda's other flagship Double X. This is a Honda TRX 700XX. No, I'm not going to stand here and do a walk around on the TRX Double X. There's plenty of them on YouTube. You can find out anything you could ever want to know about this thing on other videos and on the Googly. You don't need me to chit-chat about it. This does have some modifications that I bought it with. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are kind of controversial, maybe. My reasoning for choosing this over, say, a utility ATV or a side-by-side may be a little bit controversial as well, because I don't really plan on riding this like a sport quad. I'll go over all those reasons here when we go for a ride. But I just wanted to do a little intro on this. So, let's get to it. Just kidding. Not going to go for a ride yet. Before we do that, I want to do one quick thing in the shop. One of my favorite things about this thing, we need to get a little exhaust blip inside. And oh my goodness. Oh, it's ear piercing. That probably clipped the microphone a little bit. It's still cold, so there was a little bit of a hiccup, but anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way because, oh my goodness, it sounds lovely. I think thumpers are so cool. Anyway, all right, let's go for a ride. Hi, here we are on the Honda TRX 700 XX. Oh, and I think I just broke my fucking helmet. Oh well. This is it. What should we talk about first? Should we talk about the most obvious and significant modification on this thing? Let's shift her down to first. We'll stop, and you may notice we're in gear. And I'm not touching the clutch. Look at that. Look. It's a dead lever right now. Give it a little throttle. Starts to pop out. Look at that. Look at that. It's got an auto clutch. Hells yeah. Which some of you, if you know what it is, or hear the name auto, hear the word auto in the name, you may think, well, that's dumb, and you have the right to say so. It's probably a little controversial. The reason that I am kind of excited about it may also be a little controversial. So, that brings us into my reasons for buying it. I was going back and forth a lot between like a utility ATV, like a Honda Rancher, or a Foreman, something like that, a sport 4x4 like a Renegade. Renegade would be awesome. But those are dollars, and they're heavy. This is heavy for a sport quad, but weighs nothing compared to a sport 4x4 or any 4x4 quad. Even a little Honda Rancher, I think, probably is pretty close to this. And that's a little 400cc, putts around rancher bike. And I was looking at some side-by-sides. Razor. I was looking at a Razor 800. I was real close to buying a Razor 800. That would serve my needs pretty well too. But Polaris is not known for reliability, and I want something that's reliable. This is a Honda. I mean, I don't need to say any more than that. Obviously, Polaris fans are probably going to argue that, but whatever. Just look at the internet. How bad do I need four-wheel drive? Not real bad. I don't think I need four-wheel drive for most of what I'm going to be using it for. There's going to be times where I'm going to wish I had four-wheel drive, but I think for the most part, I'll be okay. Oop, I need to go this way. Some decent tires on these things, and there's my target, my shooting range. Decent tires on these things will go a long way. I don't have a lot of experience on sport quads. The little bit of experience that I do have was on a fairly souped up Raptor 660, I think. And we were trail riding, and I was getting into some mud, some mucky stuff, and it handled it pretty well. So I'm not too worried about this. And this is probably even better than a Raptor for what I'm going to be using it for, which is, trail riding, exploring, general getting around, because of my favorite feature on this, which was one of the big selling points for the TRX 700 for me, and that's the independent rear suspension. A lot of sport quad riders don't like it because of that, because it has the IRS, which makes it tougher to slide around corners. And it's perfectly valid. If you're riding a sport quad, you're riding it fast. You're doing race-like stuff, mostly, or most people. That's what they get them for. I'm going to be using this kind of like a utility ATV, just riding it around, even though it's perfectly capable of getting me into serious trouble. But it slides. This has an upgraded sway bar in the rear, so it's a little bit slidier than a stock TRX 700. it goes. I've been putzing around in second gear this whole time. I'm only in third now. And I'm going more than fast enough to hurt myself if I fuck up. So I'm going to try not to fuck up. Let's talk about this auto clutch a little bit. So if I'm low engine RPM, that thing's dead. It acts like a centrifugal clutch. It is a centrifugal clutch. The faster the engine spins, the more those cams cam out and it compresses the clutch. But when it's not revved up, the clutch is completely disengaged. But if I rev it up, see, it'll sit right there until I give it some RPM. Then those cams basically act like the springs. The thing I don't like about it, when you're on it, that clutch, it feels, it's like grabby. It's kind of gritty. It's got that sort of choppy feel, like it's not well lubricated, which that might be the case. Maybe the cable needs to be lubricated. I don't know. I'll look into it more when I've had it a little bit longer, when it bothers me enough. But anyway, another reason for buying this is because this should be more entertaining to watch than a side-by-side. And that's what my channel is for. Entertainment. You know? There's tons of UTV riding videos out there. There's not a ton of Honda TRX 700 videos out there, because these were only made for 2 years. They're not super popular. Maybe because it's IRS. Probably because it's IRS. I think I've seen some other reasonings, something to do with emissions or something or other, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I got one. And it'll be more fun to watch than a side-by-side. And who knows? Maybe you'll get to see me crash. Hopefully not. Which brings me to my next reason for getting an ATV at all in the first place. I showed a picture of an X-ray at the beginning of the video. That X-ray was a couple weeks ago, which was 6 months after my accident. That bone's not healing. It's not healing properly. Doctor's calling it a delayed union. Not a non-union. It's a delayed union. And because it's not healing, I can't crash. If I crash, there's a good chance that's gonna re-break. So even a small crash, which is typically what I do on my dirt bike, on the Templar X, by the way. Hope there's at least a few people that appreciate that. All the X's on my channel. CBR 1100 XX, TRX 700 XX, Templar X. I'm a collector of X's, which anyone that knows me might find that humorous for relationship reasons. Anyway, you know, it's not hard to crash a dirt bike. I did a video
right before I had that x-ray taken and I rode my Templar, and it was dull. It was very dull. It was a little bit less snowy than this. This isn't snowy at all. But because it was a little bit slick, I was nervous, really nervous. Because if I hit a little bit of a washout, if I hit a rut wrong, it's easy to go down, Riders that are far more experienced than I am will go down, in some off-camber, ruddy shit like this, snowy. So I can't ride that in these conditions right now. I will. I'm not afraid to, assuming that my bones are all assembled. But at the moment, they're not. That collarbone is just being a bitch. So I'm not going to take the chance. And I got something with 4 wheels. But why choose a sport quad? A utility ATV would be entertaining to watch. Yes. To get one as fast as this would be a lot more expensive. They're harder to work on. This thing's bare bones basic, and everything's exposed. What am I going to have to do to get to something on this versus taking apart a frickin' Can-Am Outlander just to change the oil, or I was looking into some electrical issues on my uncle's Outlander 570, and it seemed like I had to take the whole damn thing apart just to get behind the fuse box. Like, come on, fuck that noise. All right, let's go drive around out here. I've only ridden this one other time, right when I got it home a few days ago, and I went back here and went exploring in the neighbor's property. Went over to a little spot that I hadn't been at before, and it was kind of neat. Where was I? Oh, this is a really simple machine to work on, so that's extra bonus points. Even though a lot of people don't like the IRS because it's not as drifty, I like it because it has a lot of ground clearance, which is great for what I'm going to be using it for. Ooh. Most of this stuff is from my nephews. Turn it up over here. I'm not going to tear up the neighbor's property too much. I am going to go over here. Yeah, the other day I found this gate open. I'm thinking it's open because he had his cattle out grazing and he wanted them to come over here because that's also their property. This is their property. This property belongs to the same person. That way is my property. we have 50 acres, and then another 50 acres right next to it that's doesn't have any kind of physical property line between where I live and that little 50-acre patch that we were just riding on, where half of the track is. That's owned by the local mining company. But this is all ranch land. It's all huge open area, and the mining companies mine on this land a little bit. Look at this. Still in gear. Low speed technical stuff. That's great. I don't have to screw around with the clutch. This, like this rock right there. That guy. Nothing. Right over. Look at that. You're not going over that in a Raptor or a TRX 450. Any solid rear axle is going to get hung up on that. Yeah, you could go around. But let's say you're on a little trail and you can't go around those. You're going to be mildly inconvenienced by that. And I'm not. So, suck it. Yeah, I discovered this little crossing here during my previous ride, and it was not as snowy as this, but there was standing water at the bottom of that. I saw it, and I'm not gonna lie, I hesitated, because this is fucking swampy. That's a pond. Not going in that. Probably a real bad idea to cross that when it's snowy like that, but, I'm not known for good ideas, so we're going to give it a shot. But I kind of knocked all that shit down. The only reason I tried crossing it was because there was an animal crossing. You could tell some livestock had been going through there a little bit, so I could kind of tell that it wasn't super deep. And the reason for that is because it was partially frozen. I think the mud is only a couple inches thick, and then it's ice. But I think we're going to go for it. Because why not? Oh my gosh. Oh. Like nothing. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Other mods. It has a there. Stopped in gear. Look at that. The handlebar mount, that anti-vibration handlebar mount. It has steering damper, hydraulic steering damper. Pretty nice to have. What else? Exhaust, fuel controller for the exhaust. Nerf bars. What else? Getting all snotty. I'm forgetting something. I'm not sure what though. Got a down fence here. That's nope. Better. Ooh, that was slippery. I don't think this is a good idea. Whoo-wee. Oh man, this is just glorious. This isn't smooth. Let's just crawl up that a little bit. Oh yeah. Who needs 4x4? Not this guy. Yet. Let's see how much I can push my luck. Oh. There we got high centered. Because we be digging. Yes, sir. There's a whistle. I don't know how fast that was, but it wasn't slow. Oop. I apologize if there's some wind noise. Yeah. I like it. All right. And this is property that's owned by the same neighbor, so I'm not gonna tear it up. Don't wanna piss them off. Our families have a decent relationship. I'll whip around this little loop here. There's a little, very mild hill climb over there. I'll loop around and head back because this helmet's not made for cold weather. And there's a gate, which, if you're riding with your eyes closed, you might not see it. Which is what another one of my exes found out, which is why that's all bent up. Yeah, that was a day. She plowed into that thing doing, probably a good 30, I would say. I was behind in a Razor and watched the whole thing. That's not why she's my ex. But this is where I was taking her, and this was her first time over here. She didn't see that gate. Oops. Yeah, this isn't even really not even fair to call this a hill climb. It's not. It's a gentle slope. I suppose I could make it harder than it needs to be and driving these washouts. Am I in first? There we go. Now we're first. Oh no, I'm stuck. What do I do now? Well, another awesome feature. Bam! There's an R. Ha! Love it. Don't get that on all of the sport quads. Hey, yes, sir. Oh, there's a hill climb. Let's climb that. Then we'll head back. Here's a spot that I crashed my dirt bike. Very gently, but, you know, that's the difference between a quad and a dirt bike. A quad bike and a motorized bicycle. I would have killed that 100% if I didn't have the auto clutch. Oop, now I'm in neutral. I'm in second. There's first. Yeah. That was a pretty slow second gear climb. Yeah, and these aren't the most dexterous gloves that I own. I probably would have killed it because I wouldn't have been quick enough on the clutch. Man, look at this though. How freaking lucky am I? Yes, sir. This is pretty cool. This is why I need to not piss off the neighbors, because I would like them to not say, hey, stay the fuck off our property. Because even though we have a pretty good little chunk over there, 50 acres plus 50 acres that isn't really ours, but there's no fence there or anything, and no one has said stay off our property. Thousands of acres beats 100 acres. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? Hill descent. I haven't tried to descend a hill. I want to see what the auto clutch does. Oh yeah, the auto clutch still holds. I got engine braking. Hell yeah. Oh, that's the kind of shit that I wrecked my bike on over right there. I was coming down off of there, and there's this stuff, and it was kind of damp. This is, it's so nasty when it's wet. It's cold right now, but when it gets wet, it's slimy. So yeah, I got my bike on it. See, it's all cracked up, and it's pretty dry right now, so it's not that bad. But got my dirt bike out on it, and just twice in one day. That kind of stuff is why I got something with 4 wheels. Because I couldn't do this. You guys wouldn't be able to enjoy listening to my calming voice to go to sleep. Go to sleep. Rest now. Close your eyes. Yeah. Who needs 4x4? Huh? Tell me. Who needs it? I'm not gonna do hardcore mudding. I don't need to. That's a good way to break parts. I wonder how nasty this is. This looks like somewhere that might be somewhere I might want 4x4. Hopefully I don't find out it's still frozen if it is mucky. So that's fine. That is not frozen. Ooh, doesn't look shallow either. Let's try one of those famous bad ideas. What? Oh my god. I need to quit worrying so much. What's this? Nothing. Okay. Cross your fingers, because I can't. Because I got another grip on the bars. And I don't know where I'm going. Let's see. Oh. You guys need to watch the screen and tell me if I'm about to wreck into something. Okay? There's a road. It's over here. Lots of cactus over here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. No, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing this on a dirt bike. That's for damn sure. That whistle. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I think I'm going to shut her down here. And I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be, 6 months. And it won't be a near fatal accident. Okay, bye!